Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's the weekend, but I just received a question from one of our top students in the class, always willing to learn. He just asked me a question about how to buy with stop limit orders, but more so the selling part of it, which a lot of, see, anyone can kind of just buy a stock, right? But I think where a lot of new traders fail is when they go to sell. They don't quite know how to sell, right? So we'll get into it. Now, this will be more so about using, well, this will definitely be about using limit orders because those are the only type of orders I use, but it'll be a stop limit to buy and then just a limit order to sell. So we'll get going here. So you guys can focus on my level 2 box up in the top right hand corner as well. But we'll quickly look at this chart. Now, AEZS is a really good example of this because this could have been easily on somebody's watch list. Because if you look at the, here, I'll pull the daily chart on the bigger chart. I'm looking more so for the 124, 125 break, somewhere in there to start this gap fill. Although it still has this red candle in, this shouldn't be too big of an issue once we break this 125 resistance point. Uh, so yeah, I got to put on a 9 EMA as well. Okay, the 9 EMA, I better make it a better color here too so you guys can actually really see it. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so you notice on the daily chart here, this should have been looking good for someone to put on and watch list because you see this, it's starting to curl off the bottom and it's been consolidating for, about a month here. So the consolidation, it's been long enough. It's definitely set to take off. So you can see the day before, it finally reclaimed the 9 EMA, which is a really good short-term indicator of increased momentum, especially once it crosses that level. So that could have been on your watch list. So now you'd be looking for a red to green because I always look for red to green continuation moves. So those are always the easiest to get into. So now we'll forward over to the daily or the intraday chart here. And you see how it did give a red to green? Because usually once they start in the morning, they just kind of they might dip down slightly until the volume comes in, and then the volume pushes it up. So you can see this blue mark. That's kind of the opening price, right? So we'll put a trend line there, or a horizontal line. So that's the red to green mark. So what you would do in order to get in, because you're going to check that red to green price at 98 cents. Now, you might want to wait for the dollar break, but the dollar break shouldn't be too hard because it's not like it hasn't been to a dollar before. So and it's only been a month, so it should be able to cross that. So I would still get in at the 99 or 101 mark. You can be safe and wait for the dollar mark, but for our purposes for this video lesson, we're just going to do the break of 98. So you go up to your limit box, and I'll type in EZS just to make sure we have the right ticker on here. So if you want to, now you have lots of time to watch this. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You have 14 minutes, 14 and a half minutes to get in on this stock. And that's what trading is all about. You got to watch these tickers. You got to put them on your watch list from the night before, and then you got to be like a sniper. You got to be like a tiger, waiting, lying in wait, just ready to pounce on these things. So 14 minutes later, it finally pops. Now, if it pops too fast, like if the volume really came in on this, you would miss this move. You wouldn't get a fill. So I'll show you a good way of how to get a fill. You use a stop limit order. So what that is, that tells you your stop price, because if it was just a limit order and you press buy, you would get in, right? Because that's telling you that's the limit is the most you're willing to pay. So a stop limit stops you from getting in before that price is hit. So we'll go with, because the break is at 98, we'll go for the stop at 99. Okay, and then you don't want to pay too much. So the limit is the most you're willing to pay. And because this is a a really low price stock, you only have to give a couple cents of wiggle room. So we'll go $1.01. Okay. Now, now you're good to go. So you're gonna watch, and now you just press buy. You're in. You have an order waiting on your box, on your order box, and you're ready to go. Now you're not gonna get in until it breaks this and it hits 99. Now you're in. You're in at that perfect key breakout point, right? And that's crucial to get entries. Entries are everything. So that is a perfect entry. That's perfect. You have confirmation that the breakout has happened and the continuation has happened. Now that's how you get in. Now here's the problem that people have. They don't know when to sell. They don't know when to take profits. So you would set a stop now at the break of low of day. So here's your low of day, and that's at 95. So you'll set a stop at 94. So that's your risk, okay? So it's about, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents. It's not a big risk. So that's perfect. Now, as it runs up, no need to sell any yet, right? Because it's just starting out. You gotta let this brew. You gotta let this trade work for you. Don't get scared out when they start dipping down like this, okay? It hasn't hit your stop. Work your trade plan, guys. That is important, or else you're constantly going to be hitting buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and then your commissions are going to fucking chew you alive, and that's not how you trade. That's nonsense. That's not trading, okay? So it dips down, and that's what breakouts do, okay? They come up and then they bounce off support. So once it bounces off support, you know you're good. You know you're good because it hits support and bounce. That's a beautiful thing to see, okay? So don't be getting scared out on red candles. They're fine. They're fine. So now we'll kind of fast forward a little bit. So on this move here, you can take some profits. You're definitely going to want to lock some in because now you're already 10% up because it's 10 cents. That's 10%, right? So that's a big percentage gain on any position. So you want to lock some in here. Now, if you're looking for a move, your first target, that's your target area should be about 10 cents. So what you want to do is you want to have a limit order for $1. We'll just go with $1.10 to make it nice and easy. Then you just hit sell, and your order is waiting for you. And sell half or a quarter position, whatever you feel comfortable with. But you want to lock in some sort of profits. You always want to scale out. You want to take some along the way. You got to pay yourself because it can come up and come instantly down and stop you out in a heartbeat with these low price stocks. So now that you've locked some in, now it gives you patience. It gives you patience. So it's riding up. You have an order placed for $1.10 because that's your first target. That's a roughly 10%. That's what you want to lock your gains in at. You want about a 10% move to start locking in some gains. Okay. Now, depending on the size of the ticker and everything else, right? How much the stock is. So, anyways, you've locked some in now, right? It hit your $1.10 mark, and now it pulled up and it's pulled back. It pulled back to the 9 EMA, and it's going, and it is bouncing off the 20 SMA, which is very, very, that's bullish, right? Actually, I was just turned on by the 20 SMA by our fellow moderator, Mo. I've never really used too many SMAs on the intraday chart, and as soon as I found this 20, it seems to be working really, really well right now. So that's kind of a side note. It's awesome, though. I love it. So now it's consolidating. Now right here, as it flags out, now you could, if you want, at the break of that, add some more shares, okay? And then this will be the next move up is your power move, and I want you to sell into that. So you could add some more shares at the break of that, right? So you would get in by the same way that I kind of showed you there, because you know what the break of that is going to be, okay? So you would set a stop limit order, or So now you're on this next move up, because you don't know how far up this stock's going to be. Trading is hindsight, right? We can all look at charts afterwards. So start locking in as soon as it starts. Two green candles, nice big green candles like that, you can lock it out. Or lock in another quarter and then just see where the stock will take you the rest of the day. And have a trailing stop. Once it breaks the 20 SMA, just get out, right? So that's how you sell. And just sell by target zones. That's how you set limit orders. And they're super easy to do. Like I just showed you, your next target, let's say, is if you didn't want to sell on this push, but you had a target price in mind, because that's working your trade plan, do the same thing. I mean, there's multiple ways that you guys can do this. There's no one-sided play to trading. And don't let anyone ever tell you that. Because anyone that says that, they're fucking idiots. They don't know what they're doing. Hate to be blunt, but it's true. I mean, there's so many different ways. So you could set your next target. Let's say you were looking for a 20% move on AEZS. And that's not unreasonable on a dollar stock, right? So that would be 20. Now 20 is a whole number, so it may not quite reach that. So maybe the smarter play, because you want these orders to fill, is to go 19. You always got to be sometimes one step ahead of people, okay? So you hit that sell with the remaining shares, and boom, you'll get filled as soon as it hits it. Now that's how I use sell orders. You got to set targets. You have to have a trading plan in mind. Now I hope that makes sense. I thought I covered that fairly well for a short video. See, that's the thing with these short videos, I have to kind of rush through them, so I kind of fumble up a little bit. So you got to kind of bear with me, because I only have 15 minutes to make these videos, and sometimes there's a lot of information. So I hope that works for you guys. Hit me up in the comment box below if you have any type of questions. And I get alerts on my phone, so I answer them. I'm pretty quick. Anyone that has dealt with me for a little bit now knows that I get back to you almost instantly. So I kind of live for this shit, guys. So, and I love helping people out. So hit me up, and I hope this helps, especially you, John. I hope this helps you out. And yeah, if you have any more questions, hit me up. All right, thanks, guys. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and check out TrickTrades free day trading chat room and screen share. I post links on Twitter, and they're posted every day. And my Twitter handle I'll also put in the comment box, and it's @TrickMitch1. And hope to see you guys there. Thanks, everyone.